Hi, this is Incinerary. I'm going to walk you guys through how to do the fix I created for the Team Builder PlayStation 3 files where the logos disappear. For this video, I'm going to assume several things out of you guys that you know or know how to do already. Know how to transfer your save files from the PlayStation using a USB port or USB drive, sorry. And then you know how to use the actual editor, you know how to use the HXD hex editor, and you know how to use brute force. Okay, to get started here, to show you guys, I've already saved my two files, the two files you need to from the walkthrough. Too far. Okay, so first step is second step to it is open up brute force, which is not on that screen. And we want to pick the file we're going to be using for editing and decrypt it. Open up the hex editor. We got to remove the extra data that we need to first. Once that's done, close the editor, close the patch creator, don't save from the patch creator. Now we can rename the file. Now we load it in, then we can load it in the editor. I want one. It'll take a little while to load into the editor. Then you're able to make whatever edits you need to and save it. So I'm going to make some edits here, which I'm not going to show on screen. And then when I'm done, I'll come back for the next step. Okay, I'm back. Edits are done, so the next thing you want to do is save. Close the editor. Rename your file again. Then you want to go back into brute force and decrypt your unedited file. Once that's decrypted, open HXD hex editor and open both of your user data files. Now the first one I'm opening here is the unedited. Okay. First step, scroll down on the unedited and re-add what we deleted at the beginning to make it work with the editor. Once it's highlighted, copy. Paste insert. And now it's back in there. Next step we want to do is scroll to the bottom of this page. Left click there where you're at the end of the info, select edit, then highlight select block, write down this number that is shown in the start offset. Now we go back to the unedited file. Go into edit, select block, that number that we just wrote down. Put that both in the start and the end offset. Now that I've done that, you see here's where the edited file ended. Look at my scroll here. Look at all this information that is still on the unedited file that is not in the edited file. Okay, now that we're at the bottom of the file, click at the very end of it and go to the edit select bar. See, we have a new number here, but in the start offset, put in that number that we wrote down again. There's two different numbers here now. Hit OK, and as you see, there's a lot highlighted. Now that you got that highlighted, copy it, go to your edited file, make sure you're at the end of the file again, paste. Now all that information is in there. Save your edited file. You can close the hex editor. We don't need it anymore. Go back to brute force and encrypt both files again. Close brute force, we don't need it anymore. Created a backup file we don't want in there. Now if you look at the two files, I've got each one open now, where normally we have a low number, 4 megabytes to 6 megabytes for your edited Team Builder file. You can see they're both the same amount of information again after we added that info back in. That means this should have saved correctly and you have your logos still. So your next step would be to put your save file back onto the PlayStation 3 and play. If for some reason at that step your numbers do not match data-wise, sometimes you miss some of the information when you transferred it between the two files, and unfortunately you got to start over from step 1 again. But if everything is the same, you should be good to go and ready to play. Hope this helps anybody that was having problems with figuring out how to put the fix in. If you still have issues, you know how to get a hold of me on the forums.